Y'all, this is part 3 of how my ex cheated on me with my cousin twice, got her pregnant, and it resulted in me filing charges on 3 people and almost getting ran over. Okay, we're in May of 2025. At this point, everything is horrible with me and Cayman. I'm just not feeling it. I'm like, do you? So it came to a time where Cayman was like, he just wanted to come over to my house all the time. And I'm just like, that's so weird. Like, Cayman did not want me coming to his house. Cayman just came over my house all the time. We just at my house constantly. And so I'm like, that's weird because we would always be at Cayman's house. So it's one day at school, my cousin calls me, not Psycho, another one of my cousins called me, and they said, oh, Wobble called me and asked me, were you at Cayman's house? And I'm like, that's so weird. Why would Wobble call you and ask you that? I say something to him about it. I mean, this man started making up the most elaborate lies that I've ever heard in my entire life, y'all. And he was coming back telling me all of this stuff. And then I'm like, so who's saying this? This man blamed it on my other 3 cousins instead of saying that it was Psycho and him. It was Psycho and him. He's going back telling her lies about me, and he's coming back telling me lies about her. That's where all the confusion started. So we can fast forward to July of 2024. This is like right before whatever that holiday is, July 4th. And so at this point, Psycho is in contact with my older sister, and she's telling her everything that's going on. So I end up going to meet up with Psycho and Wobble at Wobble's house, and we're having a civilized conversation. So I thought the whole time Psycho and Wobble actually hate my fucking guts. And so it was just kind of weird the entire time because Wobble was kind of just like there acting like she was like a bodyguard. And so I was like, why are you really here? This really don't have nothing to do with you. So after that, we're sitting there talking. Psycho says that she's pregnant. She's not actually pregnant at the time. She said that she's 2 months pregnant. So I'm like, okay, whatever. If you're pregnant by him, baby, you can have him. And so after all of that, apparently Psycho and Wobble are creating all of these fake messages, texting from a number, impersonating to be me. At this point, Psycho and Wobble are constantly cyber stalking me and making subliminal posts about me. And her and Psycho and Cayman actually never stopped talking. They actually were back talking that night. We gonna backtrack a little bit back to the conversation me, Psycho, and Wobble had. So Psycho and Wobble are telling me all this bad stuff about Cayman. I'm talking crap about Cayman. She talking crap about Cayman. And she tells me that Cayman actually does Coca-Cola. And I was like, Coca-Cola? And she's like, yes. The white kind that you insert in your nose. Me and Cayman into it. I am genuinely not mad at this girl. I do not have a problem with this girl at all. I'm thinking me and Psycho, like, we ain't besties, we ain't sister wives, but I'm like, you know, whatever. We supposed to be cousins. I'm not doing all of this about Cayman. Mind y'all, Cayman is still carless. So Wobble is the one going to pick Cayman up every night that he goes to the apartment complex. And Wobble is the one picking him up because Psycho does not have a car either. Okay, anyway, we can fast forward to August of 2025. Between that whole July to August, Psycho is coming up with all these lies about me that she's telling Cayman. Psycho has told Cayman that I had intercourse with his brother, and somebody that he hates, that he accused me of being with, she also said that I had intercourse with him. So she's just telling him a bunch of stuff to make him hate me, which he had no reason to hate me because I was not the one cheating. Next. So August, I go to the person that he was accusing me of having intercourse with. I go to his birthday party. So I post a video of me and him at the birthday party wishing him a happy birthday, because his actual birthday was the night that we went to the birthday party. And apparently Psycho shows came in that video, and she's like, oh, I'll show you something to make you mad. And I guess that just really made him mad. And she ended up contacting me maybe like a few days after the birthday party. And she said that she was getting text messages from a fake number. And she believed that it was Cayman impersonating me, texting her all of this stuff. So I'm like, yes, I assured her that that was not me. That was most likely Cayman. I don't know who it was. Y'all, whole time it was her. It was her texting herself this stuff. So anyway, I wanted to let it go, but I really had so much resentment towards Cayman. I wanted to let it go. I had not talked to this man in weeks at this point. I end up confronting Cayman. So everybody getting in this whole argument when I confront Cayman. Me, Psycho, Cayman, Wobble, and another one of my friends. And so we're in this whole thing. Psycho talking about she wants to beat me and my friend up. And so I text her, I'm like, that's what you said? And she like, no, I said I wanted to beat your friend up, because she was laughing. So Cayman calls me bald head while we're like on the group FaceTime, everybody screaming, yelling. I'm like, bald head, like, don't play with me. And so I end up texting him, I'm like, don't play with me, because I confronted him about impersonating the me, so I thought, because I thought it was him actually doing it, because he does stuff like that. And so after that, y'all, it was this whole little argument. Cayman's like, just please come over here and talk to me. Like, you never gave me a chance to explain myself, blah, 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 blah. So I go over there and I talk to Cayman. Me and Cayman just chopping it up, going over everything that happened, because me and him never had a civil conversation after I found this out. Like, it was just like done. So we're just going through the whole timeline of what happened, why it happened. And he's telling me all this stuff that she said about me. And I'm just really surprised. I'm like, I don't even know this girl. Like, how would she even know this stuff about me? Anyway, Cayman is telling me that Psycho lied about being pregnant. And that's the only reason that he went with her, because he actually thought he was pregnant and he wanted to take care of his responsibility. And so I'm like, nah, you're a liar. But anyway, he's like, Psycho tricked me out my spot. She told me all this bad stuff about you just so I could be with her, and I believed it, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no. You were with her because you wanted to be with her. Nobody made you do anything, and nobody can make you believe anything. Needless to say, me and Cayman rekindled, unfortunately. But the same night that me and Cayman are just sitting there conversing and going over everything that has happened in the weeks that we haven't talked, she's blowing his phone up. It's Psycho blowing up his phone. She wants to come beat me up, and she wants to beat him up. She's threatening to pew his house and doing all this stuff. She ends up sending a fake aborted baby off the internet, saying that he made her have a miscarriage. So anyway, Psycho just goes home. I guess she went home. I don't know. But me and him, we're just still chilling for the rest of the night. And y'all gonna have to go to part 4. Part 4 of how my ex cheated on me with my cousin twice, got her pregnant, and it resulted in me pressing charges on 3 people and almost getting ran over. So at this point, me and Cayman, we start to do really well after we've rekindled. You know, we're going on more dates. I'm starting to trust him more. Like, we've gotten back serious. I've let my family know, like, oh, I'm back with Cayman. They're like, you shouldn't be back with Cayman. But I'm like, I'm still back with Cayman. Cayman is still Carlos at this point. Next, me and Cayman have each other's names tattooed at this point. He has mine on his neck, and I have mine like somewhere right here. Anyway, that's embarrassing. Out of nowhere, Psycho is texting me all of this crazy stuff. Her and Cayman have still been in contact, and she's saying she's pregnant again. This man, I kid y'all not, this man said, I gave her the abortion pills. If she still has those kids, I'm just going to be a deadbeat dad. I promise you I'm not going to take care of those kids. That's what came and told me, y'all. So I'm like, side eye, but I tell Cayman, I said, Cayman, if Psycho is like, I don't want to be with Psycho, I want to be with you, blah, 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 just saying a bunch of nothing, because at this point, I'm done with it. She sending me like the pregnancy thing that she's pregnant with twins, and then she texts me a few days later. I'm not responding to any of her text message. So Cayman's like, she's lying. And so Cayman, she continues to text me, and she's like, I'm not leaving him alone. He's not leaving me alone. We're always gonna be together. So I'm like, whatever, Cayman. Bye. Go be with Psycho, whether she's pregnant or not. I really don't care. After that, Psycho just started being overly nice, just giving me a bunch of money, and I'm just like, no, because there was a little thing that happened in between that I'm not gonna mention. But anyway, when she texted me that stuff the first time, Cayman gets a sty on his eye. I don't know how he got that sty on his eye. And he's still lying. Like, he's texting her in front of me saying, I don't want to be with you. Stop texting my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. I mean, just really putting on a show, y'all. So Cayman, a few weeks later, Cayman just started acting really weird. So I'm like, okay, see, I already know what's going on, and you can just go. So I'm steady telling Cayman to go. Broke up with Cayman. Cayman said he want to break up. I said, cool. That's good. Cayman still want to act crazy, though. Cayman tells me, oh, we can break up, but you're not going to be with anybody else. And if I catch you with somebody else, I'm going to pew-pew you. So Cayman is now threatening to pew-pew me in the face and pew-pew my house. Baby, I go right to the police station on Cayman. So I tell Cayman, I just had made a police report at this point. I was not going to press charges on Cayman. So I tell Cayman, like, do not come back to my house. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to bother you. You don't need to bother me. So Cayman proceeds to come to my house anyway. I end up calling the police on Cayman. Blah, 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 blah. He didn't go to jail that day. He went to jail the next day. And so at this point, me and Cayman have a no contact order, and we are now in November of 2025. Me and Cayman have a no contact order, all this stuff, trespassing, everything. Me and Cayman have not talked. So we're gonna fast forward to, yes, y'all, this is how I brought my year in. So I would also like to backtrack to August. I'm sorry that I left this out, but Psycho also tries to, like, I guess, recruit other people to hate me just because she hates me. Psycho decides to tell everyone that I am talking crap about her deceased mother, which was not true, and it doesn't matter what's going on. I would never do that to somebody. But anyway, Psycho is just telling, like, everybody crazy stuff about me. So we're gonna fast forward to January of 2026. When I tell y'all, everything in me told me not to go to this bonfire. I tried to get 3 friends to go with me. All of them couldn't go. All of them could not go. So I ended up meeting 2 other girls there. And the girl that I met there does Cayman's hair. Like, he has braids, like short hair, so he gets braids in it. And so one of the girls that I'm there with does Cayman's hair, and then the other girl I came with, she came later. So Cayman is getting the girl that does his hair to ask me if I want to talk to him. I'm like, I don't want to talk to Cayman. I don't want to talk to Cayman. Deep down inside, I did want to talk to Cayman, but I knew what was going on is no contact. So I'm like, I do not want to talk to Cayman under any circumstances. So we're in this big field. It's somebody's house that we're at, but we're like in a big field. So I go towards the house to try to find me something to drink. Cayman follows me up there, and Cayman's like, do you want to talk? I'm like, whatever. What do you want to talk about? So we're just talking about everything that's been going on. Cayman is still denying that Psycho is pregnant, which I know she's pregnant at this time. She's actually very far along. Cayman is still denying to even being with Psycho. Like, they've been back on. I know that. So I'm just like, whatever. So as we get ready to go, people start pew-pewing once we hit the new year, as they do. So everybody gets ready to leave. So me and the girl who does his hair, she asked me for a ride. I give her a ride. So as I'm leaving, I end up hitting somebody's car. So that happened. Cayman came over there to check on me. So at this point, Cayman gets in the car, and everybody goes home. And as we're driving, I said, Cayman, is that Psycho following me? Cayman says, no, that is not Psycho. That's not Psycho. Psycho is blowing up Cayman's phone. Apparently, she was calling my messenger off of her sister's phone, but I don't have my notifications on for that app. So I didn't even see any of that stuff until I checked the app. So, Cayman goes home. I get to my house, and I'm getting out of my vehicle, and Wobble and Psycho try to run me over in my driveway. Like, I have a big, long driveway. And so, like, you're in my driveway at this point, trying to run me over, y'all. So, I'm like, who is this? I'm startled. Somebody tried to run me over, y'all. And I'm going to insert the clip, but I'm not showing any faces. I'm not showing any vehicles. I'm going to insert the clip of Psycho, how loud she was screaming in my neighborhood. But anyway, they try to run me over. I unlock my doors to my house. I go in the house. Psycho is outside my house yelling that she wants to me. She wants to take me out. And at this point, I'm like, Psycho does not want to tussle. Psycho wants me to be gone. So I'm like, okay, this is serious at this point, because you're not about to kill me over Cayman. So Psycho ends up coming back to my house 3 minutes later. I called the police on Psycho. Psycho is in front of my house. I don't care about the authorities. Her and Wobble. Wobble is telling her, let's go before she calls the police. Psycho is like, I don't care. But they end up leaving anyway. I call the police on Psycho. Psycho is still texting me on Messenger. And what I do, I go right to the police station. Impressed. So I press charges on Psycho and Wobble, because Psycho is always the driver when these people are chasing me, doing all of this stuff. Blah, 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 blah. So, needless to say, Psycho has been arrested twice for careless driving in like the last 10 years. And I couldn't help but think, was she doing the same thing about all of these other dudes? And so y'all gonna have to go to part 5 for the conclusion of all this. And that's gonna be the end of this story in part 5.